Okay, y'all, it's me, Hetty. Now I'm going to share with y'all tale number 2. This experience was shared not just by me alone, but my mama, my daddy, and my brother. And my parents and I was 15 years old. My brother wasn't living at home anymore. My sister was married, not living at home anymore. She lived up the street. She had her own house. So anyway, me and Mom and Daddy, we hadn't been anywhere for a while. My daddy worked a lot, and it was just the 3 of us. And we decided we were going to go up to Arkansas for the weekend. So Mama got it in her head when they had gotten married back in 1953. My daddy was on leave, and he was about to be sent to Korea. And he got leave to come home so they could marry. And then he was gone for almost 2 years after that. So anyway, they had had their honeymoon up at Mount Magazine in Arkansas. So Mama had always wanted to go back, and she said, well, let's take Hetty up there and we'll show her where we stayed when we had our honeymoon. So I was always raring to go, wanting to run the roads, as my daddy would say. So anyway, last minute, we kept saying to my brother, are you coming? Why don't you just come with us? Come with us. You don't have anything going on. Come with us. Come with us. And so he kept saying, no, no, no. So literally, we were about to get in the car and leave, and he calls and says, okay, I changed my mind, but I got to pack. So he's really slow at stuff like that. Yeah, you know you are, don't you? So anyway, he packed. So we ended up leaving over 3 hours late. And like I said, I was 15, so he was 18, and off we go. We go off, pat. Daddy's driving, Mama's in the front seat. I'm sitting behind Mama, and my brother's sitting beside me. And we drive, get up there. Well, guess what? There's no Google, there's no internet, there's no smartphones back then. You had an old road map, and you didn't really have a good way. I guess she probably should have called information to see if they were still there. And so we get all the way up there, drive, a few hours, several hours. And we go up there, and the place, it's not there anymore. So then we say, well, we'll find another spot to stay at. So we'll just drive around and keep looking. Okay. Well, of course, it's getting dark by then. And my daddy's like, boy, why couldn't you decide you were coming earlier so we'd still be having some daylight and stuff? So anyway, so it's late. I don't know what time it is. Is it midnight, 1? I don't remember that part now, just to be honest with you. So anyway, we're driving, and if you've ever been in Arkansas, like up by Highway 7 and all those kind of roads like that, they're just 2-lane roads, and they're like, some of them are hairpin, or do some people call them switchback? Is that the same thing? We call them hairpin turns. And that's what we were dealing with. So Daddy comes around this curve, and right away me and my mama see this man, and it's kind of like his profile, but kind of to the side, like maybe this section of him. Maybe this section of him. I don't know. But you could see him clear. He had a big, thick mustache, like thicker than John Oates' mustache ever was. And it looks like he's got a light jacket on. And because at night up in Arkansas, it can get a little cool. But here's the freaky thing. He looks a little pale, but the moon is bright. So, you might be thinking it just cast a weird light on him. So, all right, so we see him. We're kind of going to be going around kind of where he is. And he's kind of really close to a mailbox. So we get to thinking, well, maybe he's got a buddy coming to pick him up early for work or something. We don't know what we thought now. Hindsight's 20/20, as they say. But here's the freaky thing, y'all. He's standing there. He doesn't move. He doesn't make a move. He doesn't turn to look at us. Nothing. He's just kind of... He's holding an axe, old school wooden handle axe, just like this. So my mama's imagining, she's like, he might be an axe murderer. So Anyway, yeah, this happened 40 years ago, y'all. So anyway, he's standing there, and then me and Mama look again. My brother looks. Daddy glances, and as we're going right in front of where he is, now he's not quite close enough. He couldn't just run up and swing. It wouldn't be that close, but we could see really well. And we look at him again, and from the knees down, nothing. Did you hear me? From the knees down, nothing. You could see the ground and the bush that was right behind him from his knees down. It was freaky. Right away, Mama says, turn around quick. Because we're both freaking out. My daddy wasn't 10 seconds. I mean, he was a really good defensive driver. And there were no cars around, by the way. We were just by ourselves. And he whips that car around, and as quick as he could go, whoop, just like that. No sign of him. The bush was not close enough for him to jump behind, and our windows were cracked. You would have heard the running because it was very quiet. It was nighttime. So anyway, I am not kidding. That was an actual, boy, I couldn't sleep that night, I'll tell you. That was freaky, and it's still probably the freakiest thing I've seen. That is startling and scary. It's like, why? Was it residual? What was it doing there? Why? Why did it show up right then when we were coming around the corner? You want to think residual. Maybe he's some lumberjack guy that it's just residual. The moon was just right. Everything was just right. And it's just replaying. It's like he may not have even been conscious of us. I don't know. That is the scariest I have seen to this day, personally. I'm not talking about TV or anything like that. I'm talking about my own experience. So anyway, we hightailed it off that mountain and ended up going up toward Fort Smith. So that was that. My mother was out of breath with it. My brother was like, oh my God. We were all just like, it took our breath away, all of us. And Daddy was driving, but Daddy saw just in his peripheral vision. My daddy didn't get it because he was driving, and we were about to go into a hairpin turn, so he was concentrating on driving. He didn't have LED lights and all those extra stuff you got now. You just had those old school lights. So, yeah. Anyway, that's tale number 2. I know it's not fancy. I hope I'm not disappointing y'all. I'm just simply sharing things that, it's this time of year. We always think of these things, our experiences and stuff. So anyway, short and sweet. I never forgot that. So we called him the Mount Magazine Axeman of Arkansas. Okay, I'll see you for tale number 3. My next 2, I consider good experiences, so I'm just going to share that with you. All right, I'll see y'all next time.